Hello?
Family Wambly. Hop. Back on another video. This is a Q&A video. I want the Whole Foods got Van Leeuwen. Ice cream at Whole Foods is 50% off if you're a Prime member. Tap in. I got marshmallow, chocolate, crispy treat. This sounds big. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care. Happy 4th of July. All that good stuff. Quick taste test. Oh, not as good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Spoon's real delicate though.
You hungry as shit.
Ooh. 900 cows. Got coconut in it. They used to tell people I was allergic to coconut, and I was never allergic to coconut. I just didn't like the taste. One more piece, and then we're gonna get started. My fault, y'all. Gotta answer these questions. I asked for questions on my story June 25th. It's July 4th. First one is, why are you so handsome? Bruh, stop, bruh. It's like, no, that's not what it said. That's not what it said. The first one is, what motivates you? The cliche answer would always be like, God. And of course, God motivates me. I think one thing that keeps me in mind every single time is my mom. My mom is, I think, why I strive to do so well in life. And I feel like it's such a general sense and such an easy decision for me because my mom has planted it in my brain that like, oh yeah, Bolu, you have to succeed if you want, you have to succeed for us to not live in the place that we live no more and all that, you know what I'm saying? So I just think it's that I have the mentality of wanting to help my mom as much as possible and also help myself. Like, I think what motivates me so much is just not wanting to live how I used to live and also wanting to build a future for myself, my future kids. My mom is such a strong person. So to see what she's gone through, raising me, being a single mom, she's gone through way too much for me to keep seeing her struggling. She's not struggling no more, but like I don't ever want to see that again, especially as grown as I am now. As a 21-year-old man, I don't want to see that ever from my mom again. So I gotta do as much as I can. A gym, God, advice, life. Gym, to be honest, bro, the only reason I started getting in the gym is because when I was playing football in high school, I knew football wasn't really meant for me. I knew I wasn't going to play in college. I knew I wasn't going to go professional. So, like, why not get in the gym? And I felt like I was losing myself. Like, I think, like, when you start going to the gym and start, like, tracking what you eat and everything, you really look at food in a whole different perspective. Like, yes, right now I'm eating a whole pint of ice cream. Okay, and I just feel like it's not an everyday thing. So you just really got to think about what you put on your body. And eating right and going to the gym, it's just a equal balance. You can't go to the gym and eat disgustingly every single time. You can't go to the gym and order carry out. That's what I was doing at one point. I used to go to the gym, go to carry out, and then, oh yeah, I get my gains, but I'm eating good too. No, it cancels out. You're not going to see no progress anywhere. God. I grew up in the church, so God has always been a staple for me. I'm not gonna fake and say that I was so consistent with God at one point in my life, because I got a car after COVID, like 2022. That's like a year after COVID. I got a car in 2022, and there was a point where I had a car and I had nothing to do on weekends. Even on Sundays, I didn't go to church. And then I think, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all and say I was a perfect Christian. No, I'm not gonna say that. But 2022, 2023, was kind of like my downfall when it came to church. You know, COVID was a thing, so you know, church was like canceled out overall. But when we started resuming to church, and I had a car, so there was no excuse for me not to go, I wasn't going. And my mom gave me a stern wake-up call. She's like, Bolu, you know why you're on this earth? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, you have a purpose to fulfill within God. And I'm like, you're right. I would have said my mom was gaslighting me into going to church, but I feel like she did the right thing. Like, why would you not change? Why would you, as a person that raised me in church, my mom took me to church every single time. So, you know, I guess it was kind of sad for her to see that, like, I gave up on church and I gave up on praising God the way I used to. So, ever since late 2023, early 2024, God, that's the only way. And I'm not finna lie to y'all and say that I'm a perfect Christian. So in early 2023, early 2024, I was getting in my Bible more. I was praying every single day, but I still had such a foul mouth. I was still, you know, committing lustful acts. I was still doing a lot of things that was wrong. And you know, looking back at it now, I'm not gonna beat myself up about it because I know I'm a way different person now. But I just feel like you putting your devotion into God and you doing everything with like blessing God's name, you thinking of life with God as the main priority, changes your whole perspective of everything. Life. If you don't know, I go to Bowie State University. I'm majoring in business information systems. My original degree was computer science. Not for me, bro. Not for me, bucko. But I'm gonna get my degree. In Jesus' name, amen. Deal breaker in relationships. Whew. Deal breaker in relationships. I got a good amount, to be honest. I think one of them, you can't not believe in God. I mean, I don't think I ever even put myself in a predicament where I'm dating someone or I'm trying to get to know somebody and they don't have no relationship with God. That's a no. Hygiene, controlling. I feel like in this society, a man is always the one being looked at as the one trying to control the relationship or trying to control their partner, but it can go both ways. When I get in my next relationship, I hope to catch myself if I ever try to get like that. Let's stop it right there and then. I feel like both partners in a relationship should always respect each other's boundaries. Another deal breaker, not being able to give space. I used to think I was the type to like be clinged on. You gotta be able to have our own space for a day or two. It's not the end of the world. You would go two days without seeing your partner. Promise you it's not. You gotta have a future. I'm not dating nobody that doesn't know what they want to do in life. College is not for everybody. You don't have to go to college to be successful. But me personally, I don't want to have any relationship with nobody that is not trying to get a degree or doesn't have a set plan for their future. I feel like that's just me personally. Everyone's not required. Everyone is allowed to have their own opinions on, you know, college life, but everyone's also allowed to have their own standards, and that's my standard. You gotta have a future. Gotta want more than one kid. I'm not doing the only child. I am the only child. You think I'm gonna only have one child in this economy? Like, yes, I know having more than one child in this economy is like, but I'm having more than one child. I'm the only child. I gotta get my dukes more grandbabies. I gotta get more babies overall. Gotta have a good relationship with your parents. Gotta have a good relationship with your parents. Gotta match my fly. I just feel like I can't go fly. You go basic, but you can make basic fly. I feel like I go basic fly. I don't get the expensive stuff. I go thrifting. I go H&M. I don't really go shopping no more. But I go thrifting. I go H&M. You can go fly with wearing something basic. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like you gotta match my fly. I have to be okay with my yappingness. I have a habit of liking to yap. Guilty, but it's just me, bro. I like talking. I'm a talker, bro. And I feel like also you gotta be okay with me getting excited over little stuff. Like I'm a person, or I'm a man that I feel like I'm very emotionally intelligent. I'm not finna fake like I don't get emotional over little stuff. No, that's not me. I get emotional over the littlest stuff. Like, they be saying, like, yo, as a man, why you getting mad at your man if you say happy birthday? My man didn't say happy birthday to me. I'm going to feel away. I ain't going to hold a grudge, but I'm going to definitely feel away. You crazy? I get excited over little stuff. Like, the other day, I just got a new Helium Mix bottle. If you don't know what a Helium Mix bottle is, it's like a shaker cup for the gym. Or not only for the gym, if you want to make a shake, whatever, protein powder with water, whatever. I got a new one, and I was excited over it. Like, I was cheesing while when I opened the cup. There's there's little things that make me happy. It's little things that make me sad. I'm an emotional person. I think that's just who my mom raised me to be. What are your future plans? My future plans, like, I see myself in the next 2 to 3 years graduating college. I want to say moving out, but I'm not. To be honest, I'm not in a rush to move out. I'm not paying rent. I pay bills, but I'm not paying rent. And I'm blessed to not have to be able to pay a rent. But if it ever gets to a point where I feel like I need a bigger space and my parents aren't ready to move, I'm not gonna say in 2 to 3 years. I'll be capping. Maybe 5, 4 or 5. Yeah, when I'm like 24, 25, I think I'll be ready to like move out, experience life on my own. Have a successful job. So within business information system, I hope to be a data analyst. Being successful. Hopefully this content stuff goes somewhere. I'm not gonna give up on it. I feel like I definitely have the personality for it, so I think I can accomplish that if I, truly put my mind to it. And if God has other plans, God has other plans. Future plans, find my red, bro. Like, I feel like I love so much, and I'm not in no rush. I'm definitely a yearner. Settle down, pay off my car, finish college, be successful, help my dudes. It's nothing else. Move out of my hood. It's like, nah. Your journey with God, was it difficult to where you are today? I think my journey with God, to be honest, I ain't gonna lie. I was about to front. I think my journey with God was definitely difficult at some points in my life. To be honest, I'm gonna be 100% blunt with y'all. June was probably my worst month of Bible reading and like worshiping God. Like, I pray every day. I pray every morning, and that's like it's like an instant thing for me. I do that all the time. But when it comes to like, if I have free time, I was being too lazy with not picking up my Bible. And I generally don't know what was going on with me to the point that I wasn't picking up my Bible. But I think June was definitely one of the worst months of me and God. But like I said, and I'm gonna always say this, I'm not gonna beat myself up about it, because I know God is not gonna give up on me, and I'm not gonna give up on Him. I think it's just a matter of bouncing back and realizing the wrong and fixing it. You know what I'm saying? It was something. I wouldn't say it was the worst compared to others. There's no point of comparing my journey to others. I think my journey was kind of weird because, like I said, I grew up in the church, and I grew up in church, but I wasn't really churchy. Like, I would go to church every Sunday with my mom, but didn't practice it when I got home. Like, church wasn't, it was just when I was younger, church was just a thing I went to. There was no Bible reading when I got home. I only knew Psalms 23 by heart, and that's because my mom would pray every morning. Even now, I still can't recite. I can still recite Psalms 23, and that's probably the only Bible scripture I can recite. But I definitely have more knowledge on the Bible now. And when I was younger, potty mouth was crazy. I used to cuss all the time. Cussing and not saying the word God in it or swearing to God was like, it was crazy. And then, the lustful activity, as a growing teenage boy, you guys can already imagine what I mean by that. And, it was very disgusting that I look back at it. But definitely something I've worked on a lot. And, as a boy that, like, it's not the type to, like, mess around with different girls, or not even that outer type to, like, talk to different girls. When you're a growing teenage boy, you always think that, like, you want to do sex, you want to do this, you want to do that. It's not really all that. I think quality time with a partner is definitely the best thing to get out of a relationship. Quality time growing your relationship within Christ and letting Christ take the wheel within your relationship. I think that is what I crave for and desire for in a relationship. And also a relationship with God within myself has been way better than it was ever in my life. I feel like the journey I'm with God right now is probably the best it ever was, and it's just going to continue to get better. Like my youth group at church, I love them so dearly. Like we all help each other out, all talk about problems. Like like having a group or having a circle that's relatively with Christ is probably the best thing you could ask for as a Christian. You having a community to go to as a Christian or as a growing Christian is probably the best thing you could ask for. Definitely. Or what would you say to someone that doesn't know how to get closer to God? I think, like I said, having a community, having a circle that's trying to get closer to God with you, or joining a circle that's already has a relationship with God and you're trying to build your relationship is the best thing. I think that's the best thing for you. What made you want to start a YouTube? I think what made me want to start a YouTube is like I said, I'm very, what's the word? Is it extrovert? I'm extrovert. I'm extroverted. So I definitely feel like I have the personality for social media. I think I bring a great energy. Bring a funny presence. And I feel like I'm just a genuine, real person that, like, why not? You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, why not? And I feel like I've always got told to, like, you know, post on social media. You can do Twitch, you can do YouTube, you can do streaming, you can do all these different things. I think I definitely have the personality for it. So I'm like, and why not? I just feel like, especially with the camera that I have, like I'm not only about to use this camera only for the gym. Gotta put better use to it, you know what I'm saying? So I think, like, why not? I think my answer is why not? Why not? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that's like done what they've done with posting on YouTube, brand deals, the houses they live in, the trips they get to go on. Why can't that be me? Literally. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? 10 years, I'm gonna be 31. See myself in a house. See myself with at least, I'm gonna say 3 kids. By 31, I'm gonna need 3 under 30, bro. I feel like I don't want to, if I was over the age of 30, I feel like I'd only want to have one more kid, and that's it. What made you change your lifestyle health-wise? I think it's like really realizing the stuff I ate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I regret eating this. I was trying to show off for y'all. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm sorry. I should have ate something more healthier. This is disgusting. I want to change my lifestyle health-wise is like realizing that you're not gonna get nowhere in the gym if you don't eat right. You're not gonna get nowhere in the gym if you don't track your calories. I don't care what nobody says. Yes, you can intuitive eat, but I feel like tracking my calories is probably a staple for me personally, only because I really want to know what I'm consuming and what's in, like, to be honest, I'm not an ingredient person, bro. I know some ingredients are not good for you, but I really go more off of calories and the consumption of what I eat. Because a lot of you not. When I was younger, I used to finish a whole box of Costco pizza. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to y'all. And the pizzas is huge. A whole box is damn near like 5,000 calories. Do you know how crazy that is, bro? A whole box of Costco pizza. You know how big them slices is, right? Right. I just really realized, like, I don't want all this stuff to catch up to me if I keep eating like this, bro. So I'm like, you gotta change. Even when I first was losing weight, I wasn't really watching what I ate, but I was watching the consumption of it. So, to be honest, I was still eating fast food when I was losing weight, but I still lost the weight. I just checked the calories, input it, and make sure it was under 2,000 calories. That's how it went. It was really simple, though. But I feel like I try to incorporate more whole foods now and not just eating whatever fast food is available. I'm trying to stop being more lazy when it comes to cooking. I love cooking. I can cook. But I think it's just a matter of, you know, laziness. Talk about Huda. I don't know what to say about that girl. I'm wishy-washy with her. I don't know whether to be on her side or not. I don't know if she's gaslighting me or not. Life as an only child. Life as an only child is very different than how it is with some. Sometimes I wish I had a sibling to, like, annoy, to easily help me out. I never got to ask friends that are busy and live, you know, a couple of minutes away from me. And I could just ask, like, knock on the next door, my brother or sister's right there. But like being an only child, it kind of is like you don't have no one to worry about but your parents. I feel like being a sibling, even being an older sibling, you always got to worry about where your brother or sister is. Always got to think about not only your parents, but you got to think about your siblings too. I don't know. Life as an only child is kind of, I don't know. People always say like when you're an only child, you always get spoiled. That was never my case. Never been the spoiled type. Like I said, I grew up with a single mom that had to strive for everything we had, bro. Strive for everything we had. I'm grateful for every single thing I received from my mom. I love that woman with my whole heart. With my whole heart. That woman did everything she could for me, bro. I don't know. Life as an only child is very different than how it is with siblings. I definitely agree. I think like with the way you cope with things, the way your mannerisms are, like it's a lot of things that if you had a sibling, you wouldn't act like that, I guess. I don't know. My biggest fear, to be honest with y'all, I won't even lie to y'all. My biggest fear is death. And I hate to say that as a growing Christian because if you trust in God so much, you shouldn't be scared of death. And I trust in God with my whole heart. I think it's a matter of me thinking about, it's not even a matter of me trying to think about the afterlife. It's just the feeling. Like, how does death feel? Like, every time I see death on my timeline on social media, I'm like, I take a deep breath. I'm like, I thank God I'm alive. And I just don't want to lose the lifeness, I guess. I don't know. Because, like, our time on this earth is not guaranteed at all. But I think it's just scary, bro. Like, death. Like, bro, what? Death? But, like, I don't know, bro. It's just scary for me, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to act on it. I don't know. I think that's definitely my scariest thing. That and losing my mother. I don't know how to cope with losing my mom. I don't know how to act towards anybody with losing my mom. That is my right hand woman. That is my heart. I don't know how. I think that's definitely me dying or my mom dying. Definitely my biggest fear. And heights. Sorry, I'm getting too personal. I'm gonna just say heights. That's a safe answer. If you were an animal, which wouldn't it be and why? I hate animals. I wouldn't be no animal. What advice were you given when you were younger that shaped the man you are now? To be honest, I ain't even gonna front. There's not a lot of advice I remember when I was a kid, bro. But it's ironic because my mentor when I was a kid is the one that said that question. What made you start YouTube or content creating in general? I think content creation, gym-wise, I think was definitely the Welcome Pain Boys, Kai and Nigel, Najee, Solomon. When it was all in that house in Houston, I think they're definitely what strived and pushed me to start recording myself in the gym. Like, I know I don't have the physique like them, I think, but their attitude, their personality was like, I can give this. Even though I started off with just like adding music to me working out, and that's different, but I think like they made me just want to record myself in the gym. Like when I first seen their videos on TikTok, I was dying of laughter, bro. They're funny. And I'm like, I think I'm this type of funny. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm kind of funny. So why not? Why can't I do that? And I just feel like I've always wanted to be able to edit. Because editing is like, it's not a lot of work. I mean, it depends how you edit. Editing is not a lot of work, but I feel like it's a time-consuming thing. Just to get my mind off things, I think I like to edit. I like to test out different things, which is why I think I started it. And like I said, like recording your life, doing content could change your whole life around. Could do a full 180, bro. A full 180. Next question was, favorite year so far in your life? Favorite year is when I was born, buddy. Favorite go-to meal? Pasta, bro. Can't go wrong with pasta. Chicken tenders and fries, of course. Wings and fries. My favorite go-to meal? Something with chicken and potatoes. So good. Love for fashion. I think my love for fashion is not as big as I wanted it to be, or it's not as big as I want it to be. I don't think only because like I don't have the funds to be going crazy on clothes that I want. But slowly but surely, that's why I settled for what I have, because who says you can't make fashion out of stuff you already have in your closet? You don't, like I said, you don't need to go crazy on clothes for you to think that you don't know about fashion or you can't dress. People be jazzing me sometimes. They be jazzing like little fits that I be doing. I be thinking like, hey, I really messed with this. I don't think it was all that, but thanks, man. Love languages. I used to think I think physical touch is still a love language for me, but I think it's definitely quality time. It's miles ahead above physical touch. I think just enjoying time with someone, like laying there watching something with somebody, just being there in their presence or that person being in my presence, is just something I value so much. Somebody being able to stay there with me doing whatever, whether I'm on the game, whether we're at the movies, whether we're watching a movie in the crib, like you being there, I value so much, which is like I love. Favorite song / artist. To be honest, my favorite song right now is About Him by Alex Easley. I'm telling everyone I know this song is about you.
And I'ma sing it all day, all night, cause I want to.
This is about him, but I'm a man, I'm not gay, so it's about her. And she's not really specifying in a song that's a him, so yeah. Favorite artist currently gotta be Daniel Caesar, bro. He's just too good, bro. What are goals you want to achieve by the end of the year? At least over 100 subscribers. Over 100 subscribers, new job, better pay, and still being alive. That's my number one goal, still being alive. What are things that throw you off? Ignorancy. People not being able to take criticism without taking it to heart, being hard-headed. What would you say you grew as a person from a year from now? If so, how come? I definitely grew way more than last year. Wasn't in the best day I think I could have been. I thought I was in a good state, but looking back at it now, no. Far from that. I think I'm definitely grown more as a person, as an individual, and spiritually as well. How would you describe yourself? I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna fake like I can't be annoying. I can be annoying. I definitely think I'm funny, caring, loving, talks a lot, aggravating sometimes, troll too much, humble, hard to read. I think I can be hard to read sometimes, because as much as I, push the agenda of, oh yeah, bro, stop hiding your feelings, don't lie about your feelings. I definitely feel like lying about your feelings is so dumb, but yet, hypocrite. I tend to do it, and I hate it, which is something I'm still trying to work on, though. What motivates you to go to the gym? Literally just wanted to stay in shape, bro. I just want to stay in shape. I want to have muscles. I want to be able to lift heavy things, and don't want to be out of shape. Like, I don't want to be weak. And to be honest, I don't know what my dream physique is. I don't know how I want to look. I just know, I got a tummy on me, bro. I just know I want that hoe. Oh. I want to be able to look good, feel good. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to walk in public with no shirt on. That's what motivates me. I want to be able to walk in public. Nah, that's not very modest. Never mind. I want to be able to, to be honest, I'm not even that comfortable walking around with a tank top on, let alone shirtless. You know what I'm saying? So I think what motivates me is how I want to look. Yeah, what motivates you to go even on the bad days? I just feel like you got to think about what you want for yourself. What do you want to get out the gym? Even on your good days when you go to the gym, what are you expecting to get out of the days you don't go to the gym? You have to think about it. When you go to the gym, even on your good days, don't you still want to be able to look good without having to go to the gym as consistently as we do now? For example, I go to the gym 5-6 days a week. I want to be able to miss 2-3 days and not have to worry about messing up all the progress I put in. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, yeah, bro, I just want to be able to, like I said, I just want to be able to look good, feel good. So even on my bad days, bro, I just got to realize, how do you want to look at yourself? Do you want to look at yourself in disgust, or do you want to look at yourself with love? And I know I look at myself with love regardless. And sometimes take my shirt off, look at my body, I'm like, ugh. So it don't matter if I'm happy or even if I'm having a sad day, I'm still gonna go, unfortunately. I think that's just the mentality I gotta have. Must have on Thanksgiving plate. To be honest, jollof rice. I might not make the best combo, jollof rice and mac and cheese. I feel like that's a staple, especially mac and cheese. If I'm gonna mac and cheese on Thanksgiving, bro, I'm throwing a fit. What are your gym goals? I think being skinnier. I always had a little stomach on me. I got this little pudge I'm trying to get rid of, and that's it. That's really my main goal. But at the same time, have muscles with it. You know what I'm saying? Talk about why Cameron is the best person to ever exist in your life. Say, Cameron cool or whatever, bro. Talk about what keeps you motivated in your journey with Jesus Christ. Wanting to go to heaven. Those are all the questions. I love and appreciate y'all so much. Let me know what else I should do next, because I don't have anything else in mind, bruh. Yeah. Love y'all.